Speaking of happenings in Central Missouri, tonight in Fayette, go by and see Larry Brown tell ghost stories. Welcome back to our show.
Good morning, Uncle
Dylan.
James.
That was a mysterious wave you gave us there at the top of the Kids Corner. And this is not the first time you've told stories, Fayette, is it?
This is coming back for the third time.
Yeah,
to
great.
do scary stories at the Howard County Library. Friends of the Library have sponsored this. So.
Do you advise folks to get there early?
Well, that's right. Last year we had pretty much a house full, so want to get your spot up close.
And the story you're telling today, will that be one of the stories you tell tonight?
Well, it might be.
It might change a little bit.
Well, we'll see.
It might be longer.
It could be. It could be
probably
scarier.
Will be longer. He always cuts down his stories for the Kids Corner.
20-minute stories in 3 minutes.
Yeah, he's a master at that. Well, let's go ahead and give everybody the information then. So it's tonight, starting at 7 o'clock.
Correct.
At the
Howard County Library.
Howard County
downtown
Public
Fayette.
Library. There it is, Scary Stories, and then a one-year anniversary at Hazel Kinder's Lighthouse Theater.
That's coming up Saturday the 11th. That's right.
7:30 at Millersburg. What will you be doing there? Stories or songs?
I'll do a story and a song. That's my usual pattern there.
Okay. And if you'd like to pick up Larry's information, well, actually, if you'd like to pick up Larry's CDs, they can do so where, Larry?
Both here at the Walters Boone Historical Museum and up at Hallsville at Sassafras Moon World Gifts.
And call Larry. It's 573-642-9326. Visit his website, www.brownstory.com, and have a fun time. It's always a fun, pleasant experience when Larry, singer, songwriter, storyteller, is in the studio. So today's story is called
The Mystery Car.
Mystery Car.
Reverend John Hopkins was a circuit preacher in the end of the 1800s and the first part of the 1900s. And it was in the 1920s he found himself with a little cluster of 7 congregations that he was the minister for. Now, he would often preach in the morning, sometimes at evening. It was a Sunday night. He'd done a worship service. He was the last one to leave the building late at night because he stayed to make sure that the fire went out in the old potbelly stove. Didn't want the church to burn down. He was going to walk just 5 or 6 miles to the family where he was staying that night. Now, sometimes he had a horse, sometimes a buggy, but sometimes he was on foot like it was this night. Well, he headed out into the darkness. It was one of those nights where the moon was full, but a few clouds going through the air, so strange shadows were coming down through the trees. Now, Brother John knew the way. He'd been many times, but it was at night. As he walked down there, the trees were kind of branching over the trail, and it was a kind of a spooky, chilly evening. And he heard this noise behind him. It was a sound he could tell of wheels on gravel. Well, he looked behind him to see what was coming down the road, and there was nothing there. He walked a little further, and he heard that sound getting louder. Wheels on gravel. He expected a buggy or a car behind him, and he looked, and he didn't see anything, didn't hear a motor running, or didn't hear the sounds of horses. Well, as that noise got louder, he stepped aside in the trees, and right in front of him pulled up a long black car. Well, he thought somebody'd come to give him a ride to the farmhouse where he was headed. He walked up, opened the door, got in, sat down in the car, and looked, and there was no driver. Brother John thought, this is too scary. He was going to get out, but the car took off. It started to roll faster and faster and faster, down the hill faster and faster, up the next hill, and came to a stop right at a cemetery. Now, Brother John didn't have trouble with cemeteries in the daytime, but it was at night. He didn't know whether to stay in that mystery car or get out in the cemetery. He chose the cemetery. He stepped out into the cemetery, looked back at that car, and he heard off behind him a sound like, and there was a man leaning up against the tombstone. As he looked through the moonlight, he recognized it was Brother Smith from the church. He walked over, and Brother Smith was headed for the car going, Brother John says, don't go near that car. There's something strange about it. And Deacon Smith says, I know. It wouldn't start. I've been pushing it for miles, like to kill me.
Okay, a scary story that made you laugh. But hear that and many other stories again tonight at the not the Callaway County, the Howard County Public Library at 7 o'clock. A free concert with stories from Larry Brown. Larry, always good to see you on the Kids Corner. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uncle James.
And I'll see you next month.
All right. I'll be there.
All right. We'll see you then, and we'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye, be good, and behave. Look at the waves.